Hello everyone, my name is Gloria and you're welcome to Vodafone Healthline. It's season 7 and our main focus is on women and children's health. Well, I'm not here alone. I'm here with our able doctors, smart, intelligent and attractive ones, I mean. Yes, this program is brought to you by Vodafone. The future is exciting. Ready? And believe you me, Vodafone is doing wonders with this initiative. Our doctors are ready. Let's get talking. Hi.
Hello, Gloria.
Hi. Dr. Bright, Hilda, and Promise. You're welcome.
Thank you, Gloria. How are you doing?
I'm perfect.
Great.
And you?
We're doing good.
Ekoye. Yeah, come on. Ekoye pa. Okay, we're moving straight to the street doctor who is standing by with some questions.
Yeah, doctor, my question is that can a woman who is thinking about pregnancy, buying items of a child, become pregnant eventually?
Interesting question, Ellen. So, like the mind is a powerful thing, probably more powerful than any tool we have, any computer ever made. But even this powerful tool cannot conjure up pregnancy without sexual activity. But you know what? Let's find out what the other people think as well. So, doctors in the studio, let's hear your thoughts on this one.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, I like the fact that he said the mind is a very, very powerful tool. You know, there's something that's called false pregnancy. But let me first start by saying that you can only get pregnant through sexual intercourse where the sperm fertilizes the egg and all the conditions are perfectly normal. But then this condition called false pregnancy is such that women who are so desirous of a baby, they so desperately want a baby that they begin to think about it. And at the point in time, they believe that they're actually pregnant. So the body then begins to exhibit signs of pregnancy, like their menses stops, they begin to have morning sickness, vomiting, nausea. Their tummy even sometimes begins to get big, their breasts become heavy. And sometimes they'll actually tell you that they can feel the baby moving in their abdomen. Now, they're not lying. To them, they really strongly believe that it's actually happening. And this can actually happen for about some weeks to months, even 9 months, you know, sometimes even more than 9 months, years. And some will even come to the hospital saying that they're in labor, you know. But the interesting thing is that you'll do a pregnancy test, it will turn out negative. You'll do a scan, no baby. So how do you convince this woman that she's really not pregnant? So this is actually thought to be a psychological problem that some women face, especially when they're having, recurrent miscarriages, they're having infertility problems, or the woman realizes that she's nearing menopause and she is so desperate for a child. So it is true that sometimes there's that false pregnancy that women experience, but these are very rare, very, very rare occurrences that happen in some women.
I think sometimes society puts too much pressure on women to have babies, whether they are ready or not. It's just, when is the next one coming? Or when are you getting a baby? When are you getting pregnant? You know, so sometimes we need to also tone down on that a bit and allow people to be, give people time, give people the options, or allow people to be free to decide on what they want to do with their families.
And sometimes they are really dramatic. The last one we saw, she came to the labor ward as though she was in labor. We were running around, went to scan her, do everything. There's no pregnancy. And she was youngish. So we had to now sit her down and talk to her, counsel her. And then you realize that there's a lot of pressure from the background. And so it is something that happens as a common phenomenon. But it is not really true that thinking about pregnancy makes you pregnant.
So that's a myth.
Okay, it doesn't. But then I have this. Is it true that pregnant women easily forget things? Is it true?
It's something you can't say it's true or not true, but you know, because of the hormonal changes, a whole lot of things happen. You know, so maybe sometimes because of the stress, the fatigue, and all this hormonal imbalance, they may forget a few things. But I don't think it's anything that is, you know, really problematic or a major problem in the case of pregnancy.
Okay. I don't know if Sylvester has another person to ask a question. Hello, Sylvester.
We are here in Kolebu. We found a few taxi drivers who would like to ask us some questions. So here we go. Hi, Eja. Mpacho, what's the name say?
Doctor, Mpacho, Matisse, the Ocean Pantia, a Chiwa, a mouse sperm, no, essay, a tisse,
Right. So what our taxi driver here wants to know is that he wants to find out if wearing tight underwear can cause damage to your sperm. Okay, so the attorney said sperms no say heat ekana ema na ho den kofom. Ye hu so say wo share tight panta ema o scrotum no get close to your body. Say saba it's my temperature na scrotum is subjected to mucosal. Inti e betimi akose. But Yembusa, what do you think?
Dr. Fowaha. Yebisa mo. Ade, am say jama. When you phone there, how many feelings? Would you have Rebecca? I don't only Rebecca was.
I mean, yes, it's very true because what happens is that the testes are supposed to operate very well at a temperature slightly lower than the rest of the body temperature. So that's why God put them to hang out there so that they are not inside the body. And so when you wear very tight underwear, you squash it onto the body. So temperature goes higher and that affects sperm formation. And indeed, many people who come, some people who come with infertility, these are some of the possible causes. Sometimes, apart from wearing something which is very tight, they wear black. And black absorbs heat. So the same thing keeps the temperature warm. And even men who bath so much of hot water, the same thing. And so there's some truth in it. But of course, that alone wouldn't be the possible cause of infertility. But when somebody has problem making their partner pregnant, and then we go through all this and we realize that, he's always wearing very, very tight briefs, we advise one of the things is feel free, wear something loose, especially in the night. Keep it loose and easy. Yeah.
And from
exactly.
They're fragile. Okay.
Yeah, sensitive.
Sensitive.
So I think it also goes for those people who sit down for very long times. It creates a lot of heat around the testes and something they should take note of. And also people who happen to be obese, they have big thighs, so it sort of like closes up and covers the place. So these are things they should just note. Lose weight, don't sit down too long. These all help.
Yes, adults only can maybe Okay, let's go back to Sylvester.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, so that was it. On that note, the amazing Yaka one is a papistic for now, I'm wearing a pampe. I see baby this slim fit. I was saying to me, Shona, a be say, be hanging horn, just say, Nina, yes, someone to my boss. When you're free, Kakrana, and Nema, NC, and she baby, I was say, you could Joe and Michael Waha, almost standing by, a health corner. Na, hey, I can't say, my boy, I say, I can't say. Mujina mo nice so papa. Kojo?
Yeah, that's all.
Hey, mo bema. And I'm mo mema.
Exercise na ama ho ya efe mo ana se ho na le efe.
Igusu on ekoye on. Okay, guys, what do you have for us today? I'm sure people really want to know.
Okay. Today since in relation to the topic we're discussing today, interestingly, research has proven that heart diseases, or let me say, infertility and heart diseases are in connection, they're very big connection. So from the exercise point of view, we are here to demonstrate 1 or 2 exercises which will help your blood circulation, just to get your heart rate up and to have a very positive erection, or let me say a good erection in the men and to improve your sex drive as well.
I mean, can you say, remember, most of the time when you don't have good blood circulation, so mujana and cobra. I see hono no mujana into na into stronger erection and even longer erection. Doctor will the teacher say no correct. Basically, cardiovascular exercises are very good because it helps strengthen your heart, your lungs, so that in the whole blood circulation process it's able to go. There's a free flow of blood. So basically, as simple as that. Me and Kasabe, let's head down to the exercise. We're here for the exercise.
First exercise, never skipping, kaka. You're skipping.
You fear. You can easily do this.
Workouts, exercises now better. And there's no need for you to go to the gym. You can do it in your house. You can do it in a very short time frame. Then you
know, when we were young, we used to do this a lot. We didn't know say it has a lot of benefits for us. Skipping.
Wow. So we skipping.
It depends. When you start, sometimes you can move about. On the first day, you can try about 50
reps,
100. We have so many different
it's very good.
styles. We have double under, making it more intensive. More fun. You go up. You see, there are various things you can actually do with this.
We can do the high knees. The high knees is the second exercise that you like the people to do.
Also for
it gets your heart.
So when you go, you make sure you let your knee as very high as possible. All the way. I can be about 20 left, 2 legs, left and right. 20.
Then we have the sprinting or the jogging. Most people prefer doing it on the treadmill. So if you have a treadmill in the house, you can use the treadmill, or you can just go for a cool jog.
So jogging, normal jogging. When you're home, you can go for a jog. But you realize that sprint, like Usain Bolt, almost speed, no?
Speed.
You actually get more benefit compared to even the long, steady exercises. That's what research has actually proven. Sprint, maybe 100 meters. Ufiemu, 2 meters at the fastest speed with me from one end to the other.
It helps.
So core maybe one and table back. Then you go as fast as you can. You keep improving and get better. It keeps your heart rate very, very high. And then you get a benefit.
Because some people would like to do swimming.
Okay.
Swimming is very good. There's exercises every muscle in the body, every muscle, every tissue. It just gets it up. So swimming is very good.
Even the good thing is it's very soft on your joints and your ligaments as well. So
don't put any mileage on your joints.
I'm sure people see it as more fun compared to the running and all that.
Yeah,
exactly. Any of these stick to your swimming.
And enjoy. So you be found one night, Jana.
Basically, your cardiovascular exercises are very important.
Okay.
As I said, your heart, your lungs. These are the key things that regulate your system. So let's take our cardiovascular exercises more importantly.
Okay.
And Bemano to help us a lot.
Skipping no me so and pendo do saying and na ye betimi abo.
Okay, skipping and Kabaya say, O start for the meantime, O start here. Workout ni na demonstrating o shall see SNK starting in Kakranka. Ebi a bit me 10, 20. Relax, ebi 30 seconds within the workout. No what was so. Now I'm our body no ending in one G. Now shall see now any giddy a bit yam whipper.
Exactly. So, and even more apart from that, I want to say any fitness levels are different.
Yeah.
Maybe we can hold in same. So just ocean, especially say you're a beginner. Oh yeah, go too hard. You can even feel very dizzy. If you don't feel like they want to throw up and all that. With me, from cry. Slower pace. Oceana, your heart rate is going too high. Take it easy, relax a bit, and continue. With that, you get better.
Yeah,
as simple as that.
Exactly.
Wow. And then now, we mo Europe now mo dey buy me who ye na mfin se jama exercise bi wo ho a ye betwa ye chima mo de na de akono pa wani boss bi a obepese obeye mo bibi mo amode beka ho de.
Okay, in first all benya workout means say bema say you know during erection, when you have an erection, more blood is able to be pumped into your genitals, or let me say your penis, for you to have a very strong erection. Yeah.
Maybe apart from that, stress is a key factor.
Yeah.
We are very stressed. I realize that your sex drive is very low. We are not even able to perform very well. The exercise actually has a very strong connection with that. It helps deal with stress. And then think about it, when you have a good sex life, you're happy.
Yeah.
Depression and all those emotional drama and trauma is dealt with. The exercise, indeed, any type of exercise can actually help you have a happy life. Oh, open for everybody.
And happy for everybody have a church to Miss Remo and Eddie course one day. And Mr. Monsheda and come. Miss Remopa. Thanks so much, guys. See you again.
Welcome. All right.
Okay. That was Kojo and Michael at the Health Corner. Please stay. Don't move anyway.
Asil, kindly buy me a few more things. I'll send you the money one by one so that I don't mix them up.
Okay, ma.
For 10 Ghana cedis, not topping up. Not of fresh life white and brown feathered cockerel, holding up Mama's singing voice. No, I want you to buy me some red, salty solo beef.
Why don't you send all the money at once so you don't have to pay any extra charges?
With Vodafone Cash, I pay only 3 cedis a month, and I can send any amount as many times as I want at no extra cost.
Register for Vodafone Cash on *110# for 3 Ghana cedis per month. Vodafone Cash, Sika Samayede.
Buy pepper, original red mokosho.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Call 2559 na yenhwe answers are ye doctors edemayin.
Okay. So we have a question today from Dorcas in Tamale. Dorcas says, doctors, apart from fibroids, what else causes infertility? I've been married for 17 years and just can't get pregnant. Is there hope for me?
17 years.
17 years, that's quite sad.
Is there hope?
You know, there surely is hope. There surely is hope. Okay, the first thing to understand that infertility is a thing to do with either the male or the female. And actually, in a third of cases, the causes are known, okay? And usually the first problem, you know, that is associated with infertility is, are they having frequent sex? Okay, so if you're having sex like once a month, twice a month, 3 or 4 times a month, probably for a whole 17 years, you could actually be missing the actual fertile period.
Yeah.
You know, apart from that, there are other things that can cause it, like I said, from the man or from the female. So if like, we can look on our screens and I'll just show you a few things.
Okay.
Okay, so what we have here is the male organ, all right? So we can see the testis here. We can see the testis here. And we can see this tube that goes all the way here, comes through this area and comes out. So things that we should consider are, one, the factory and the transport system. So in this case, the factory is the testis. Okay, so if there's a problem with the testis and the male has low sperm count or the quality of the sperms are poor, then that's the first problem. Then you look at the transport system, which is these tubes here. Okay, so if these tubes happen to be blocked, that means the sperms that are produced can't find their way out. And then secondly, there's a condition that even though the tubes are open, instead of the sperms coming outside through the penis, it actually goes into the bladder, which is this organ here. Okay, that's what we call retrograde ejaculation. Now let's say that the male is fine, then we can quickly go to the female. Just changing over, okay. So this is the female organ. I'll just take a few things off. Okay, open up the uterus, take this off, take this off. So here we have a good view of the female reproductive system.
Okay.
Okay, now I'll just make it a little bigger. So again, we talk about the factory. So this place is called the ovary, all right? Let me just show you. So this is our ovary, the female ovary. So if for some reason, usually due to hormonal problems, she's not able to produce her eggs, then there's a problem there. Then this is what we call the fallopian tube. In some women, especially those who have had repeated infections, when you realize you have an infection and you don't treat it soon enough, it can actually cause blockage of the tubes. So you're producing eggs, but the eggs can't go into the uterus to meet the sperms for fertilization. And then finally, I'll just take this part off. So the eggs are produced, they find their way into the fallopian tube and they enter the uterus. Now, anything that distorts the uterus will prevent pregnancy. So for instance, some women go in for D&C at very unapproved places or places where the person is not a professional. And this can cause scarring inside the woman's womb. And when this happens, if there's fertilization, the baby or the fetus can't implant. All right? And there are things like fibroids, polyps that you can also find in the uterus that prevents pregnancy. And the final thing is at this place. This place is called the mouth of the womb or the cervix. This produces some chemical or some mucus which can be very hostile to the male's sperms. And therefore, when there's sex, the sperms are just destroyed by the chemicals in these areas. Okay. So I remember that is a thing of the factory Are you producing the eggs? Are you producing the sperms? The transport, are the tubes open or are they closed? And is there anything in the womb that is preventing the pregnancy, or do you have any chemicals at the cervix that is killing the sperms? So these are majorly the common reasons why we have infertility in couples. I'm sure Dr. Sefoga will probably talk a lot more on the
Yes, I'll use the same picture on the screen to talk about fibroids, for instance. So if you look at the uterus itself, the womb here, the fibroids are just abnormal growths that can be anywhere in the womb. But those that particularly cause problem with fertility is that when they are right inside, the inside of the womb, then the sperm can actually go fertilize the egg, but whatever is formed cannot get space to settle to grow. Sometimes the fibroids make it difficult for the sperm to even reach the egg. Sometimes the fibroid causes the woman to go through a lot of pain or bleed for so long, and as a result, the time that she's actually releasing her egg, she's bleeding, and so she can't meet with a partner for the pregnancy to happen. Apart from that, if the fibroids are such that they have been removed and the pregnancy doesn't come early enough, the tubes that we showed you here, the tubes of the uterus there, can get blocked because the woman has had surgery before, and then the same thing will happen. It's not really the end of the world. Once the couple are not getting pregnant after staying together and having regular unprotected sex for a year, and the pregnancy is not happening, we need them to come forward together. The men need to be supportive. If it is fibroid, we remove the fibroid. We will check whether the woman is releasing the eggs adequately from the ovaries every month or not. And indeed, a lot of women, even though they see their menses regularly, they are not really ovulating. And so we just test it, confirm it, we give you medications, and then you ovulate, and then we tell you when you should meet your partner. Other times, the problem is actually from the tube. If the tubes are blocked, there is no way the sperm can meet the egg. And so we just have to give you medications, you develop the eggs, and then we take the eggs out, get your partner's sperms, fertilize the egg in a special laboratory, form the baby, and then put it back inside the womb. That is what we call IVF. Because the tubes are blocked, or there is no other reason why the pregnancy is not happening. And so that's the last thing we will do for you, especially if you're able to afford it. Sometimes the problem is from the male. That, like Dr. Bright has said, the sperm is either too low in amount, or they can't swim well, or they are abnormal. So when we check the sperm, we figure out what the problem is. There are appropriate interventions to get the sperm active and adequate to be able to fertilize. In the worst case, the sperms, we've done everything and they are not working, we just get a few. Instead of having like 20 million sperms in one male, if you just get like 10, then we have to take these 10 sperms and directly do a surgery on these eggs from the ovary, and then fertilize it directly for you in what we call intracytoplasmic sperm injection, ICSI, which is also a form of IVF. So definitely there is hope for every couple with infertility. You just need to seek the help at the appropriate places.
If for some reason they are not,
well, just go
if
ahead,
for some reason they are not able to afford the IVF or the other things that have been mentioned, adoption is another acceptable way of having a baby or a child. So you can go through the processes and then adopt a child. Yes, adopt a child, whatever the age is, you can adopt and then name the child, treat the child as your own, and that is it. I mean, you have a child, so it's an acceptable way of having a baby or a child.
Thank you so much. Let's just get the third question that says, is someone going to read that for us?
There's a bulge in my groin area, and it hurts when I bend over, cough, or try to lift heavy stuff. What could this be? This is a question from Kwejo from Asamankese.
Okay, so this bulge that Kwejo is talking about is likely to be what we call a hernia. Okay. And a hernia essentially means that there's a defect or a gap somewhere that is not supposed to be. And so because of that gap or that defect, you have internal organs, probably your intestines, protruding through it. Okay. So then you have the hernia, you have it showing outside because it's not supposed to be there, and it's gone through that gap into it. Yes. So usually you will see it when there's increase in the pressure in the abdomen or in the tummy. So when you cough or when you are trying to strain, you may see that you have the bulge appearing there. For some people, it may appear around the umbilicus or the ephruma. You may see one there and then some on the sides. Actually, both males and females can have hernia. Some people think that it's only males who can have hernia, but anybody can have a hernia, whether male or female. And there is treatment for it. There are a few times when it may obstruct or there may be a blockage in this hole. So you have had the intestines come out through the hole, which is not supposed to be there, and suddenly there's trapping. So the intestines cannot move back into the abdomen or the tummy. And with this, there may be a lot of pain. Suddenly, I mean, the thing which could come and go, is now no longer able to go back. There may be vomiting with the pain. There may even be some fever associated. The person may not be able to pass any stool around that time or even pass gas. So this is like a red flag or something that should tell you that run to hospital because you're about to lose part of your intestine. So in hospital, the appropriate investigations or tests will be done, and then most likely surgery may be done to correct the defect.
Okay.
I think, this is just to quickly add that, people are sometimes told that, there's herbal medication, no more than fibroid, no. Please, that's not true. Before you realize, no. So we advise them, just come to the hospital. So the only treatment for hernia is surgery, and that's it.
The only treatment for hernia is surgery. Miss Remoniema, yes, no more. Fibroid, Dr. Bright, and Mama Yenshe you. Mama Yenshe, thank you so much, doctors, for sharing your knowledge with us. Baby, I had read here. Emotion. Anyway, we're taking a breather, and when we come back, we're going straight to the mature table. Yes. And one idea, and Penyufono, Mama Mofrano, and Conche Kakra, and my Epamucho. Please stay.
He loves to fire and goal! Oh, I say.
Can I continue watching the football match on my phone? Yes! Go! Now by dialing *900#, you can actually move data from your Vodafone fixed broadband onto your Vodafone number anytime, anywhere. Aseti, Esu, Akasa.
Thanks for staying. It's Vodafone Healthline, and adults only is up next. What do we have?
Okay, so we have a question from Ya Baby in Takoradi.
Okay.
Yes. So the question says, my partner recently took some medication before they had sex, and she felt a sharp pain and started bleeding after that. Also, his erection wouldn't go down. Hey. What could have happened, and what can they do?
Ejina so sa. Ani. Eno no so baby shise no.
Ai, oh bleeding so.
Hey, that's
that's
intense.
So that typically sounds like a real emergency. I think it's what we call coital tear.
Okay.
The vagina tears up during sex. That is what the lady had. And incidentally, she said the partner also had a sustained erection that wouldn't go down. So I'll talk about the lady's own, and I'm sure Dr. Bride wouldn't mind talking about the guy's one. So the coital tear happens when the vagina is not adequately lubricated before sex. Typically, when people don't have enough time for foreplay for the woman to get turned on and lubricate well.
And then you can say wet.
Wet, So with that, as the male organ gets in and with a bit of force, then it tears the vagina. It tears almost as though we've used a knife to cut it up. And it's usually a bad emergency. So like you said, during sex, the woman feels a sharp pain, then starts bleeding. So naturally, you have to abandon sex and rush to hospital. And we have to now take you to theater, stitch it up for you nicely, and then warn you that next time, take time and have good foreplay. Things that also can cause that is when the woman is not relaxed during sex, which may be psychological. The biggest part is when the man take medications for erection. Okay, there's a medical condition we call priapism. The penis, and incidentally, that's what the guy had. The penis will get engorged, very strong and big and stiff, and also very painful. So it's a medical emergency that we see commonly because of these reasons.
Okay. Difference between a woman say near okay coital tear.
Yeah.
And they say you break your virginity, no.
Okay, so difference then is say breaking virginity, no. And no is the hymen. Hymen it is a tissue be a kata a vagina na no ho.
Okay.
A one no ho keke. And no during your first sex it is torn. Not just say you break it. If you saw what during vigorous exercise, if girls are riding bicycle or they do this kind of ballet that they fall like this, and also to meet it's a hymen. And so usually it's a slight pain which is just a walk and no ho keke. That bleeding is not massive, but quite a tear is a huge bleed, sharp pain during sex.
Okay.
Oh, say I'm not Dr. Suffolk, you're demonstrating.
We see it quite common, you know.
How do we see it?
No, it's a problem that they bring to the hospital these days. Yeah.
And now you know, but now science is being as for.
Even that.
Baby. And no Johnny can see baby. And I say washroom ho. Next thing, emergency room.
Oh dear.
Hey.
Sat New York and Webia. Quite out there.
But I think Nyamesi say, you know, young boys on Mabano, sa aphrodisiacs, you know, you don't know where they get it from. But a lot of the cases of these erections, na form, priapism, no, is because of a lot of these aphrodisiacs. I mean, it spoils things. Okay, so maybe the first, second time, it would give you a long erection, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, and you try 4 hours, then problem. Okay. Very good. So this is an image of the penis, okay, and it shows the blood vessels that flow into the penis. So the red ones are what we call the arteries, and then the blue ones are the veins. So the arteries will carry the blood into the penis, and the veins drain the blood. So usually when you have an erection, the red ones are the ones that are working, so the blood enters. Then after you have ejaculation, the blue ones carry the blood out. Okay, but when you take these aphrodisiacs, and also in some conditions like sickle cell, the blood is not able to flow back out. Okay, and that leaves the penis, although right now you're no more stimulated, it leaves it very hard. Now, like Dr. Promise said, this is a medical emergency. If you are not rushed to the hospital in time, you can actually lose the function of your penis, and it won't work anymore. So those people who are trying to, you know, prove that they are men by getting these aphrodisiacs, later on you realize that now it's not working. So you don't know whether it's okay or not.
I mean,
so it's a caution to them.
That was adults only. Say all day. Me sure say enyane denon kwane mum mwesua bibi bebre e de from ye da doctor for asepa. Well, up next, iRead touches on first aid for accidental injury in children. Let's go for it.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of iRead. Today we talk about accidental injury in children. Children while at play very often have accidental cuts and bruises. Here is what to do. Apply an ice pack to the bruise to reduce swelling. You can also use ice wrapped in a cloth or a cold compress. If possible, elevate the bruised area so that it is higher than the heart. This keeps the blood from pooling or gathering in the affected area, and thus creating more internal bleeding and swelling. Keep the bruise elevated for approximately 15 minutes if the wound is minor. If the bruise is severe and covers a large portion of the body, keep it elevated to subside bleeding. Carefully wrap a bandage around the bruise, not too tightly, and carefully rush the child to the hospital.
So you see, it's not really rocket science now, is it?
Yo, and he said there you who near a was say ya 42 and near ma ye be ye and one years and a beya and question kitten kitty bia a toto emofrano ye be siano na abwa emofrano apomodin na ya pe one more apomodin puma sibre. Dr. Bright. Say Sapepepe. Annie. So it's Kids Corner, and we're going straight to what we're discussing today.
Yes, so one important topical issue we want to discuss today is this accidental injuries in children. Very important. Things that we can prevent, and children are suffering. We're losing precious children to preventable accidents. You know, Dr. Hilda.
So actually, that is why now we are moving away from accidental injury to injury control.
Okay.
Because many of the things that kill the children are things that we can preempt and prevent. So injury control. So unfortunately, many times working in the emergency room, you may have a child who has come in after having taken in petrol, diesel, rat poison, cockroach poison, things that should be kept away from children. Their mother's medication, maybe she's a pregnant woman who attends antenatal clinic, so is being given iron. And the child swallows a lot of these tablets and comes in probably bleeding or having been very unwell and ill. So many of these things are things actually that we can prevent the children from coming into contact with. All these things should be put far away from them. Medications, all these poisons and things should be kept far away. Bleach and other things that we use in household cleaning should be put far away from them. If you have a room where you can keep it under lock and key, perfect. High up where they cannot reach. Unfortunately, actually, there are situations where these children are able to climb and reach and pick and consume. And the children are very, very, very smart. So be mindful. They may have seen grandma or grandpa taking the medication, and therefore, when grandpa goes to sleep, it's their turn to take the medications, and they take them in next. So please, let's be mindful. Let's preempt and know that every medication is a potential poison. It's just a matter of the dose. So keep all of these far away from the children. Whether you have a child in your house or not, you should do that, because you may have a visitor who comes with their children, and in different or new environments, they tend to explore also and pick up all these things. So please, I cannot say it's too much. Let's all be mindful. Let all of us, adults who are in charge or who potentially will come in touch with children, should protect them, preempt and protect.
Okay.
Yeah, I think one of the very sad things is also about suffocation in children. A parent should really be very cautious about these things. Sometimes you go to town and shop for a shirt, you come back with the plastic bags, and these children can pick these plastic bags, either put it around their necks, their heads, and suffocate. You know, some actually swallow the plastic bags, and because of the way the plastic bag is, it can get stuck in the throat and also lead to suffocation. Now, another thing we'd like to advise parents is to buy age-specific toys. If your child is 2 years old and you go buy toys that they can easily put in their mouth and swallow, this can easily obstruct the airway and lead to suffocation.
About fanos or painting or the amano.
Yeah.
We have to check
you see,
that.
so these are things you must buy age-specific toys. If your child is very young, you buy big toys so that they can't swallow it. And I think one other thing is children who get suffocated in cars. You know, children may find it easy to open the car, enter, but may find it difficult to open it and come back out. So we've heard so many stories of children who have entered vehicles, either at a garage or some old car in the house, entered it, and by the time they're looking for the child, they find the child and the child is gone, okay? And a caution to mothers also, when you put water in buckets, if you know you're not going to use it and you have a child in the house, please pour the water away, put your bucket down, because there are cases of children actually drowning in these buckets. You know, as soon as they fall in, they find it difficult to find themselves out, to bring themselves out. And there have been cases of children drowning in just buckets that the mother was about to use to wash clothes.
Swimming pools.
Swimming pools, another thing.
Swimming pool, 4-year-old. But what can you say about that too? Because they say one more year.
So that's the more important reason to child-proof your house.
Okay.
You lock your car doors, okay? Plastic bags, you keep them far away from the children. Your buckets with water, you just either cover them or just pour the water away. If it's a swimming pool, make sure you've built a fence around it. And all these things can save your children.
Absolutely.
But children are very precious.
Yes, they are. You know, and recently what we are beginning to see is very bad burns in children. You know, they heated the water in a kettle. The pail is in the bucket. They pour the hot water, and then they open the tap. But for some reason, the very hot water remains in the pail. So this househelp goes to bath the child. The first pail with the very hot water on the child's face, burns. You know, and this child has to go through plastic surgery to, you know, and then children go in here, hot soup. You should know that the soup is hot. Just keep an eye once the child is in the house, you know, and then fire in general. Children have been putting a lot of things in their ears just because they are exploring.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't put our cotton bud sticks in our ears in the presence of the children, because when they are not there, they are going to attempt to do it. You know, sometimes they put super glue. Very commonly, they put super glue on the eye. You know, can you imagine super glue on this delicate organ of the eye? And then the eyelids get stuck together, becomes an emergency. We try to manage it in the hospital, but if you're not lucky, the child could lose their eye just by being that negligent, you know. And it's on and on. Children running around and falling down. Child goes to school running, and then trips and falls. Pooh, arm is broken, POP. Little 4-year-old child. Why should they go through this? Just because we are not keeping our eyes on them, you know. So it's a caution. You shouldn't lose your children to this accidental. It's just too painful, you know, and distressing.
For instance, chemicals and other things in their favorite, like juice bottles, or you know how this is what used to be water, you know. Then they just consume a whole lot, maybe poison, maybe caustic soda, things. They just consume it, and in 1 minute, I mean, they may end up having stenosis or narrowing of their esophagus and or their throat. I mean, just avoid it. I mean, just avoid it. Just avoid it.
Me wani ama mienu pebi a mo be babo so nkitikite. Wa hu se mama fo ya na ye se abofra se bi oja ne nan a na obesu saa. Mama bi obeja ne ba ne saa na ye se ye sans we ha wom. Ana so odwonso na rashes bi nkitenkite. Se ne nyina e ka ho bi. E na afen so abofra ye be tam computer sinanim wo be hwe saa. No so se ye se ya na ha.
No, so onya 2 years, less than 2 years. No, you shouldn't be allowing the child to watch television ideally until they are over 2 years. And then the other thing that you touched on was the nappy dermatitis. You have to clean them frequently, whether it's stool or urine. Don't leave it for a long time. Just clean it up and then put another one on. If the diapers are expensive for you, you can use the napkins, the good old napkins, cotton, soft, comfortable. Yes, and then you wash it. Yes.
Well noted. We'll be right back.
At the age of 3 years, that is 2.5, that's she had an attack of convulsion. So locally, Northerners, they believe in herbals than taking the sickness to hospital. So what happened is the old people sat down and went and found these their local herbs and came and put it on fire. So they put baby on their laps so that the heat may go through her and the convulsion will go off. So in process of doing that, the heat was was hitting the girl, and it turns to a wound. So what happened is they sent the child to the hospital for treatment. After they treat her finished, they thought that was all. But what happened is when the heat got to her, it joined the flesh together, and now her private can never show. Because now the room is gone, but still now she can't urinate. What she do is she have to stand, and the urine will come like a male. How male's urine comes. That's how she do it happens now.
But when you're tapi dunia rabata logo kamwa utai kabaga ngawo population na bagapa ilana 50 million tagapa 50 million na bang ngawa population na taboy ka tamwa kwa ilana na nanka no bala ka ba fam na ku bolo mo ka Vodafone ya ba mo terpam kanambo ta kambaka bugafa tete uma na mbwe mana na ngama mwampa lambwe kan nda mafa maka na psibala ka kanya baga interma bella ngam sigo lakalla langamo ngamo kaw laka fam na katar ngam nyanga manya nan jona so ngam kan wa ba muna ba sigo lakalla langam mo fam na katete
nga fanga ne sato
kama na mana barka Vodafone ya ba bananga ko ban tabo katitana na ngata mo pam na ndo ya mduwa na ba pap ko pagomba mbo anche bele jota kana ngam makama.
The diagnosis is a post-burn contracture, okay, and it was because of inadequate treatment when the burn wound, occurred, and because this could have been prevented if the appropriate treatment had been done. But of course, she lives in a village in the northern part of Ghana where reconstructive surgery services are not available. So one can understand how come it's progressed to this stage where it's affecting her mobility and her normal function. And the plan was to do a release of this contracture and then repair it with some skin graft and local tissue. I think like every normal 9-year-old, she's a bit anxious because this is a entirely new environment, a entirely new experience for her. So definitely she's a bit anxious, but she's been very, very brave about it because she's not broken down or anything. And I just spoke to her and she's well composed. She's happy that she's has the opportunity to undergo this life-changing surgery. So I think she's good.
Do you think she's ready?
Yeah, she's ready. Yes. I think it went very well. According to plan, we were able to release all the area of contracture. You see that at the point you had this very big space, of raw area on the thighs. Okay, and what we wanted to do was to avoid putting having a raw area around the vaginal region. So that one we reconstruct with a native tissue, and then we put a skin graft on the thighs. We harvested skin from the right thigh, and then we applied it to those raw areas. But the fact that we had such a big raw area, it tells you the amount of damage that the original burn caused. And so this probably should have been grafted during the time that she had the first burn, but because it wasn't done, the body tries to heal itself, and that's why you get this extensive contracture.
Well, we have Bibi and the family here. Nelson happens to be the caregiver of Bibi. Nelson called Aya North and Okoto Asemneso. And as the good Samaritan he is, he referred Bibi to Vodafone Healthline. Hi, Nelson.
Hello.
How have you been?
I'm doing well.
Thank you so much.
No worry.
We say a very big thank you. Ghana, Yinada Wasi.
Thanks good to God.
All right, so all said and done, we just want to know how life has been after the surgery.
For now, life has been too good for Bibi.
Nelson, please speak up for me.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to hear it.
Yeah. I said life has been too good for Bibi now.
Okay.
Compared to the first time I met Bibi. Because at that time, if you are somebody who is so God-fearing, if you see how the life Bibi was moving in, but it was too bad.
But Vodafone came in.
Yeah, Vodafone came in. In fact, I was so excited. The first time I called them, but I thought this was a joke. I had a call from their office that Bibi case, they are going to take care of it.
I was so excited.
I was
you were
very
relieved.
Happy. I was very happy.
I know.
But still, I was not too happy because I want to see the day Bibi will go to the hospital and the surgery will be okay. Luckily, when the D-Day came, I saw Vodafone's where the whole crew, camera crew, and they came to Kolebu Hospital, and the thing was perfectly done.
It was perfectly done.
Yes.
Now, Bibi is okay.
Bibi is now a lady.
Bibi is normal.
Yeah.
Bibi is now a girl.
Maybe now a man can stand in front of Bibi and Bibi will say, no, I won't say. But the first time, no. You and man will even run because the situation baby was moving in. Because if she's to urinate, she had to lie down and the urine will come little by little. It was too bad.
It was too bad indeed. It was too bad. All right, Nelson. We want to know from Bibi, how does she feel after the surgery?
Okay. Bibi, bangas operation do na konkona ni burnt Kenya. Legba mama ni burnt Kenya. No mo se be na aka mo na mo se bangas operation.
No mo so penanga mama ka ba tor mo Kenya ma won bati.
Wow.
Nyoma.
Bibi, catch a Bibi. Please, can you ask her to speak up a bit?
Ma feeling
Bibi. I want to hear you. I can't even hear you from here. Please.
Okay, what Bibi is trying to tell us is she's very excited.
Okay.
She's thanking Vodafone very much for them doing the surgery for her.
Okay.
Formerly, like she can't move, she can't walk like about, let's say 100 meters. But now she can go and sell water and come.
Oh wow!
And do all sort of work. So there's no
you
work.
go and
if
sell
you
water.
To her, she can do it. Yeah.
Nelson, you're doing a great job, and I heard they are now in Accra.
Yeah, they're in Accra. Yeah, no, Ashaman.
Yeah, Ashaman. Okay, so Vodafone is not done with you yet. Dr. Hilda is here, and she has something to add.
Okay, so we're very happy, all of us here, and Vodafone is also very happy to see Bibi looking very, very well and all smiley, and the family too. So we are excited about the recovery. We're so glad. I'm also so happy to see her.
I know.
Yeah, she suffered from burns, and like we said earlier, many times burns are preventable. Okay, so I would like to entreat all parents that keep your children away from fire, keep your children away from anything that can harm them.
Okay.
Preempt and protect, or preempt and prevent. So we are not done. Vodafone is not done with you yet. They have a surprise for you to help support her and to make sure that she's back in school and all that. Yes. Okay, so they have a surprise for you. Please come. Okay. All right, so this is from Vodafone. They say they are thankful that you are well, and this is to just help you and support you for the rest.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so on that note, we'll go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
For almost a decade now, supporting the vulnerable in times of need has been a pleasure for Vodafone. Your favorite TV program, Vodafone Healthline, is back with more refreshing episodes. This season, we bring you life-transforming surgeries, workout sessions with our fitness instructors, and insightful tips from our nutrition experts, along with our new set of doctors and an awesome host who will address all your health concerns. Vodafone Healthline, showing this and every Monday at 9 p.m. on UTV.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Thanks for staying with us. It's season 7 of Vodafone Healthline, proudly brought to you by Vodafone. The future is exciting. Ready? Yedama sibebre. Say yeba ye Dr. Siwana omo nsembia. What are your last words? Monka bi binchom na. One more expecting more next week.
Definitely. I think what I have to say is that children are very, very precious.
Okay.
So parents should do everything to keep their children safe. I think that's my message for today, yeah.
And many accidents are actually preventable.
Okay.
And you can preempt them. So let me say it again. Preempt and prevent.
Okay. Dr. Promise?
Yeah, I mean, couples with infertility should never despair. There is hope. So it's just about seeking the right help. No matter what it is, there's a way we can help you out. So don't lose hope and think that's the end of the world. There is definitely hope. So life should continue.
There is hope, there is help. So all you have to do is seek the right help. And yes, sir. Sape Pepe and Dr. Promise Eka Train. This is proudly brought to you by Vodafone. The future is exciting. Ready? Please remember and don't forget that your first wealth is your health. Miss Selbebre, what hunya de anasa wo japade a edi kan pa ene wa pomuden. Eno ti mama yen hwe na yemo yen ho ban. Se na ye be ya next week mesen hu biom. Ye from a Gloria Safo. Ye be sen hia. Bye bye.
The future is exciting. Ready?